we're going to make a gnome, and we're going to use a couple of different pieces of clay. I'm going to check my slip and make sure it's doing okay. I might want to actually add a little bit of water to this and stir it up some more. So for my clay, I pulled off a piece and I cubed it up a little bit, wedged it out a little bit. I'm going to need a larger ball for the body, a smaller ball for the head. I'm going to make a cone and then shape it more into a hat. I've got a beard that I've made out of just a little piece. And then we're going to do feet. I also am going to do arms, but I think we'll save that for the next video. All right, so you just roll out your ball of clay, okay? And then you have to hollow it out, because if we're going to fire these, they can't be this thick. So I just stick my thumb in. I already did this. I stick my thumb in and just make the inside hollow. The inside doesn't have to be pretty. And you don't have to close this back up because it's going to sit on the bottom. We do the same thing with the head, okay? Just roll out a head and then indent the inside. So that's going to go on top of there. And the hat, I basically just started with, maybe about the right size. Yeah. Start with a ball. And then I want to make this into more of a cone shape. So I kind of roll it, and I'm pushing down on one side because I want that side to be pointed. Rolling it at an angle. I'm going to pinch. Okay. And then flatten out the bottom. And then after I have this kind of cone formed, then I just press in my finger so that that is hollow. Okay. And then you can play with that form a little bit more and make sure it's going to be big enough so it fits, and play with the end, curve it a little bit. Okay, so I have my basic pieces. I'm going to use a scoring tool. I'll use my fork to attach these. So I just rough up the edge of this spot. Add slip to the area I'm going to attach. And sometimes if I rub too much, I'll go back and score a little bit more. Okay. I will attach. Now, I made it fairly messy, but that's okay because this gets all cleaned up. You don't want all this wet slip around here though. First we want to dry it off, and it oozes out a little bit. That's fine, but we want to get it dry because a wet seam is no good. It'll break down and come apart later. I like to use a wooden tool, but I don't have one. So I'm going to use my pencil and just the side of my tip of my pencil and weld these together. Nice, dry, strong weld. And I do have some little cracks in the clay. It's not that big of a deal. I can just take the back of my fingernail, kind of give those cracked stitches, and then just smooth them out with my dry finger. We don't want to add slip to the surface. All right. So those are nice and welded together. Then I can do the same thing with the hat. I can score, or this is the one that's more finished. I can score and slip and put the hat on. Okay. So I might have to score a little bit more on the inside edge. Look at how that's going to fit, so I know. Add the slip. Wiggle it a little bit, get it stuck. And now this needs welding. It's kind of oozy. I get all that slip kind of cleaned away, and then dry my pencil off a bit more, and then weld it. Could use the back of my fork too. That might work. Oh, has cat hair on it. That's nice. But I would go all the way around and weld that. And I want to take the time to clean off the finger dents, okay, and any scratches I may have made. Get this a little bit more smooth. Okay, we'll pretend it's smoother. It really could use some more work. Gotta figure out what side would be the best for the face. Once you figure out where you want your face to be, then you'd score and slip, put the beard on. I might want to thin that beard out a little bit more because it sticks up awfully far. Oh, this little gnome will need a nose too. I'll roll up a little ball of clay, make that gnome a nose. I'd probably stick the nose on before I stick on the beard. That's a big nose. Make that a little smaller. Okay. So nose, beard, and then we're going to pretend that I already have these on. Boop. Boop. Then I can figure out where are the feet going to go. So I'm going to put the feet on. So I've made 2 little legs and feet. And I just started with 2 pieces of clay that were about the same size. And then formed them. And use my pencil to add a little detail on the bottom. Make it look more like a shoe. Or a boot. And the heel be smaller. Probably get more details on there after I get them put on. Alright, then I have to decide how I want them to go. I want them to stick out more, be a little more in front, and then kind of push the part down at the right angle to how I'm going to attach it. And then I just score. My slip on. And weld. All the way around. Okay. I go back and smooth that out a little bit. I have quite a bit of smoothing to do. I can add more things. Like right now he looks a little funny with just a beard. I might go back and add some smaller pieces to kind of look like hair going around. Probably add some arms too, because he looks a little silly without arms. But this is all I'm going to do for today. Oh, one last thing though. If I didn't mention this already, I had to split up this video a little bit. You have to poke a hole. It has to have a hole in his head so the air can come out, and a hole in the hat so the air can come out. Because right now there's air trapped in both of those places. And if this gets fired, which hopefully they will eventually, the air won't be able to escape.